Also, abortion arguments shouldn't include extreme scenarios to appeal to emotion. Those are bad arguments. Autonomy should be the only argument. I agree with you, Judah, but that only works for you. But this is one of the times that I might agree with what's his name, Jenk, in understanding how to appeal to voting base. In this particular case, I don't see it as throwing anybody under the bus or retreating your line in order to get an incremental win. I do think it's smart to say, I agree with you, Judah, 100%. Abortion should be about autonomy of the body only, but you are not going to sell that to people who believe it's a baby inside of you. When Colorado says abortion is legal up until birth, you have to be able to defeat that, because that is a softball lob. That's not even a softball lob. That's T-ball. And Fox News, Newsmax, everybody else gets to slam a home run because you're playing T-ball at that point. Because Colorado says, I authorize abortion up to birth. Now, when you ask why, and you go, I don't have to say why. I'm not appealing to your emotion. Autonomy is the only thing that matters. You lose. You lose. What you have to say is, it's not that everyone who votes for the 40th week abortion is like, yeah, don't care. A viable baby, kicking, you know what I mean? Like, you could hear it. Yeah, don't care. Changes her mind on the day of surgery. If she just changes her mind, like, nah, change my mind. I'll take the stretch marks. I don't want the baby. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody wants that. That's not what anybody's talking about. You have to describe why Colorado is doing that. It's because there is crazy shit that happens. Tragic, heartbreaking shit that happens that could necessitate an abortion at 40 weeks. You have to do extreme. You have to appeal to the extremes because that is an extreme. What I would agree with you is that to take non-extremes like abortion at, 20 weeks, I don't need a good reason for that. I agree with you that we don't need to be bringing up rape and incest and all this other things when it comes to rape at 20 weeks. Why should a woman be able to get an abortion at 20 weeks? Because it's her body. That's why. And I'm fine with that. But when Colorado allows an abortion at 40 weeks, which is a fully formed fetus, like if that woman died right there and I had a pocket knife in my hand, I could literally save that baby with zero. All I need is a pocket knife to save that baby because it is fully formed. I just pull it out. I pull it out, cut the umbilical cord, and we're good to go because it is a fully formed baby. So you have to be able to defend. Why are you okay with that? The logic doesn't carry because you haven't challenged their main premise that the fetus is more important than the woman. I would say that there's nobody who calls it a fetus at 41 weeks. You argue for the fetus because that's what it is, right? Calling it a fetus at 41 weeks is a disservice to the argument at 20 weeks. You know what I mean? There's stages of development between zygotes and fetus and baby. And that thing in the belly at 41 weeks is a baby. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? So then when they challenge me and they say, oh, you agree that it's a baby at 41 weeks? Yes, it is a baby at 41 weeks. Oh, so then you're okay with killing babies to save the mom's life? Yeah, sometimes, you do. You have to. Sorry. You know what probably happened at during a 41 week abortion? You know what's happening? It's a dead baby. It's a dead baby that trying to pass and give birth to a dead baby and keeping it inside while she's in labor, while she's dilating, doing that with a dead baby that's decomposing inside of her. It's gonna kill her. So we need to perform an abortion now because this lady whose world has just collapsed around her because she's been carrying a child for 41 weeks just got news that her baby is dead and they need to do an abortion to get it out of her. And if she's in a state that is so this dumb statement about surely you don't agree with abortions at 41 weeks, to where Lance from the Surfs can say that on Tim Pool's thing, and Anna Kasparian gives him shit for that. Jank gives him shit for that. I literally put on Twitter that Lance is one of my favorite content creators, and literally I get a bunch of people saying, "Are you an idiot?" You know, blah 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 blah, sending me clips about him saying that he's okay with abortion up to 40 weeks. Like, abortion at 40 weeks is not a normal thing, and I think trying to sell autonomy on a 41-week abortion, you lose. You lose every time. Here's the problem. Okay, well then clarify the law. Say that viable babies aren't allowed to be. Nope. I won't, because then you insert and you set precedents to start all over again, defining what is viable. That is what you do when you add any limits on abortion. There should be zero limits on abortion. First and foremost, because of bodily autonomy. First and foremost, that is the priority. But second, when you are looking at 40, 41-week abortions, I don't want anybody involved with that is not the person carrying the baby and the doctor. That's it. I don't want a doctor thinking about liability. I don't want a doctor thinking about laws. I need the doctor to just be a doctor, and the person carrying the baby to just think about that. And those people come together, and then we go, should we continue with this pregnancy? And if those two people say, no, we should not, that should be allowed all the way up until birth. Absolutely. Because nobody says, I don't want the baby anymore. I'll just take the back pain, thin hair falling out, whatever it's called when your milk glands get clogged up. I'll take all that, stretch marks, loose skin. I'll take all of that. I just don't want the baby anymore. Right. That happens, right? So I think that narrative, it needs to be what is attacked. And what's crazy is, you know what's wild? I think it has to do with optics or rhetoric or something, but they won't touch that for shit. You know what? Thank you, Judah. Thank you. You know what Biden will say? I promise. You know what Biden would say if he was asked about 40-week abortions? He'll say he's against it, and he would and he wants to go back to the Roe v. Wade. He thinks the Roe v. Wade standard is fine. Absolutely not. It would not be for 40-week abortions. It doesn't matter. I could sit there, me and Biden, and I could explain it just like that, which I promise you, people way more better qualified than I would be able to, or have already done. And you know what Biden might say at best? At best, here's what Biden would say. Robo, I know. I have the world's best doctors on my team. I already know everything. Yeah. I can't say that on camera because I'll lose.